So there's a process that involves a site evaluation. So we go out to the site, measure the roof. We typically do a drone flight, which creates a 3D model of the roof for exact measurements. And we look at the rafters to make sure that the house is constructed well enough to hold the weight as well as wind load. We look at all the electrical systems in the home to see if they're going to support what we want to do, if they need to be upgraded, to figure out how we're going to tie in electrically into the home, into the utility. And from there, we go into an engineered design, and then with that, we get permits, we get interconnection with the utility. That whole process can take several weeks. Typically, if somebody's in an HOA, we'll need to get HOA approval. And so we typically do that early on before we spin our wheels too much. And HOAs can be very quick or very slow, just depends on the HOA. And once we've got all those bases covered, all those boxes checked, we can then schedule the install. The install itself is usually only a day or two. Sometimes for bigger jobs or more complex jobs, it can take 3 or 4 or 5 days. But for the most part, most jobs will be done in a day or two. And then after that, we've got to get the final inspection with the local permitting office. They come out and check that we installed it according to whatever they'd permitted several weeks beforehand. And then from that point, the last step is to get PTO, which is permission to operate. And that's the utility company comes out and often depending on the utility, they'll put in a new meter or something and say, yes, this is safe to switch on, and they'll accept the power from this solar system now. So the whole process depends a lot on a few different variables, but typically speaking, it can be as quick as 2 weeks. Other times it can take, as long as 5 months. Most of the time we're sitting at around 2.5 to 3 months would be our typical install turnaround from the point of sale through to the point of PTO.